Men don't really approach women in the wild anymore. This is something that is very common. We all know this at this point. Dating apps, shout out.
Okay, I went out in the wild tonight, and what I'm learning is guys, they don't come up to you anymore. Like, guys no longer approach you.
I posted a video about how guys don't really come up to girls anymore in bars. When did dating become men versus women? Like, I thought it was supposed to be fun, and it's really fascinating, and it's like really worrying to me.
Men are really making it easy for women to be okay to die alone. Like, literally. What happened to men being able to hold a fucking conversation or just approach you properly?
And girls are so annoyed by the fact that guys don't come up to them that like exactly.
Welcome back to The Modern Judge. Men stopped approaching. Women are confused. And somehow, men are the problem. Gentlemen, they built this world themselves. Let's walk through exactly how they did it.
A grown-ass man has commented that he's proud to say that he has never approached a woman. I honestly was not expecting this. I seem to have collected all of the incels in my comments. Guys, welcome, but this is not a safe space for you. 784 people liked this comment. What the fuck is going on? Almost 800 men sat there, liked this, and said, yeah, same, as if this is something to be proud of. The male loneliness epidemic, honestly, is not bad enough. And you've only got yourself to blame for this. Proudly never approached anyone. Yikes.
She called it yikes. 800 men called it Tuesday. The loneliness epidemic she's worried about is not happening to the men. It's happening to her. They seem fine.
If you're single, it is a Friday or Saturday night. Why the hell are you inside right now?
Literally.
Why are you at home? Like, it's such a fucking waste. But also, even if you are at the bar, why are you in the corner?
Yes, or with
your three friends, all in a circle,
literally,
with like your backs towards every girl in the world.
And stop relying on Hinge because it doesn't work.
Get your
asses out,
please.
Translation: come to the bar so we have someone to reject in person instead of online. The free attention supply chain is running low, and she needs a restock.
I am okay to finish my life being single. I would rather die as a single man, having never gotten laid before, than wife up a lady who's absolutely contentious, who makes me want to sit in the corner of my roof, who makes me want to run out into the desert and die there.
Proverbs 21:19.
I would rather be single for the rest of my life, because that sounds so much better.
He chose the desert over a bad relationship. And honestly, based on everything in this video, that is a completely reasonable calculation.
I think this is becoming more of a man's view in this day and time.
Agreed.
My son is 18, and I was like, you don't want to have a girlfriend? He's like, I don't want to invest time and money and everything in a girl that I don't want to marry that's been with all my friends.
I don't think people realize this is going to become extremely common, where men, like generally speaking, in their nature, don't really need other people with them. I mean, I can go to church. I have my boys at church. Like, that's my community. I don't need to have a wife. I definitely want one, but I don't need it. Whereas women in general, psychologically, sociologically, they need that partner. And when we find women who are single in their 50s and 60s, they're crushed.
This is the most important clip in the entire video. Men can build a full life without a partner and be genuinely okay. Women biologically and psychologically struggle far more alone long term. She knows this. That's why the approaching conversation makes her nervous. Not because she misses the attention, because she's starting to see the timeline.
I saw a guy looking at me at the gym today, and we were smiling at each other, so I smiled back. And then I just said, fuck it. And I went over to him and I was like, hi, my name is Tosh. It's great to meet you. Your sweats look like they're kind of bulging. No, it's not gonna happen, guys. Like, you have to go up and talk to her. Girls aren't gonna come and approach you. If anything, girls don't get approached nearly as much as they should anymore. Like, even worse than before. Like, it already was a problem, and now it's even worse. If you approach a girl, the least that will happen is that she'll just feel good that a guy approached her that day. Like, you just did her a compliment. And if you want easy lines to say when you're approaching a girl, check out my page. I have the best ways where you won't come off creepy. Honestly, I have ways that you won't really get rejected. So yeah, I got you, daddy.
She approached him once and made a video about it. Men approach women their entire lives and get called creeps for it. She wants credit for doing once what men are expected to do constantly, and still get rejected gracefully with a smile.
I refuse to approach women in public because I refuse to be your ego booster. I refuse to stroke your pride. I refuse to be the next talking point in your group chat. Why would I approach a generation of women that have been taught and programmed to directly reject men? Why would we approach a generation of women who are not only consciously choosing to reject good men, but in the same breath will consciously, upon rejecting that good man, go to the man that is obviously no good for nobody, not even himself? When you see that happen enough times, from childhood, teenage years, college, well into your adult life, you're not going to take none of these bitches serious. They don't even take their own late in life serious. They don't. And a lot of us are checked out of the game of having to prove our point to y'all when women don't even know how to recognize a good man. This is the bed y'all made. This is the dating market y'all made. Congratulations. You played yourself.
He watched the pattern his entire life. Good man approaches, gets rejected. Bad man shows up, gets everything. At some point, a man stops auditioning for a role that was never going to be offered to him. This is that point.
When did dating become men versus women? Like, I thought it was supposed to be fun. I posted a video about how guys don't really come up to girls anymore in bars. 80% of the comments were like angry men. And they're angry at women. Most of all the men are saying that women have put men down so much for trying to talk to them or like calling them a creep. And they're just like, I'm not gonna go up to women anymore. And this comment especially, we will not be fluffing your egos. That just feels like you hate women. I don't know, like, flirting and going out, it's not that serious. It's a little scary that so many guys think this way when majority of my friends, who are all like normal 25-year-old women, none of us are putting guys down if they come up to us. If anything, we're like, oh my god, yay, but maybe he's just like not our type, or maybe, I don't know, there's something we learn about him that just doesn't fit what we're looking for. But in some way the narrative got twisted that they should almost like hate women. It's really fascinating and it's like really worrying to me.
Men said they stopped approaching because they kept getting punished for it. She heard that and translated it into, you hate women. That is not a misunderstanding. That is a choice. It is much easier to call a hate than to sit with the possibility that the behavior caused a consequence.
Ladies, let me make it clear for you. The answer is not going to change. Not now, not ever. Y'all told us to go away, to leave you alone. Y'all told us over and over again you didn't want us, didn't need us, and didn't want us to approach you. You all weaponized Me Too and Believe All Women, and now make false allegations against men by the millions. Y'all took to social media, again by the millions and millions, and you do so every single day to trash men, to mock them, dismiss them, and of course, demean them, to shame them because you think somehow that makes you attractive. Think it makes you strong and independent. Y'all do all of that and more, yet can't seem to fathom, can't seem to understand why men no longer want to approach you. Don't want anything to do with you. I mean, really? Are you that clueless? Well, apparently are, since you keep asking this question over and over again. I mean, it's either a special kind of stupid or pure delusional insanity to think that after making men your piñatas for decades, they'd want anything to do with you. Well, they don't, especially because of how illogical it is for you to think that way. Either way, it's not something men want to or will deal with, which is why they've walked away in droves and won't be coming back anytime soon. Ladies, you can keep asking this question all you want, but as I said earlier, the answer isn't going to change. Y'all played yourselves, and men are done. Done with dating, done with marriage, done with you. They're done with your drama, your delusions, your complete insanity. So, go be the strong, independent boss bitches you told us you were, and just leave us the hell alone already. And for the love of freaking God, could you just stop asking this same question over and over, hoping to get a different answer? It's quite simple, really. Men aren't approaching you because you aren't worth it. You aren't worth their time, their energy, or their effort. And oh yeah, then there's the fact you're more likely to make a false allegation of SA or harassment than you are to appreciate the approach if a man is actually dumb enough to do it. That's the reality, ladies, the one you created.
He is not angry. Listen to the tone. He is genuinely tired. There is a difference between a man who hates women and a man who has simply stopped trying to earn the approval of people who were never going to give it to him. That is not bitterness. That is clarity. That is a brutal delivery. But here is the part nobody talks about. He said it publicly, and 800 men immediately agreed. That is not one man being extreme. That is a growing consensus that women built one viral video at a time. They spent years telling men to back off. Men backed off. Now they're making videos asking where all the men went. The men are at the gym, at work, with their friends, building lives that don't require permission or approval. The modern judge has reviewed every clip in today's file. The men didn't disappear. They just finally believed you when you said you didn't need them. See you in the next one.